With the amount that you told us you have, the Brinks truck will come to your house and they will do the exchange right there in your house, and then you'll be good to go. It'll be in your bank. You'll be able to verify it on your phone, in your app that shows your banking information. He said you'll be able to validate on a computer, all that jazz, that the money is in your account. They're saying we should have an accountant and tax attorney. They have a list of all that they'd be more than happy to share. I said no thank you, I have all that covered. It was amazing. Our jaws dropped. This was last Monday, by the way. I'm sure you've already heard about the phone call between Sudani and Trump, so there's some good things coming down the road for Iraq. Article: Sudanese and Trump agree to coordinate to stop the region's wars and meet in the near future. When the two of them spoke, this was around the time about 70 different world leaders were calling to congratulate Trump on his victory, but they were saying that when it came to Sudani they had a much longer and different talk altogether. So why exactly does Trump want to meet with Sudani as soon as possible? Trump is going to be making a proposal to Sudani I think that he won't be able to pass up on, and that is he wants Sudani to help Trump negotiate some kind of peace deal with Iran, or if he can't do that, at least facilitate keeping them under control while he is in office so he can bring peace to the Middle East. He feels Sudani is his ticket into Iran. This time we didn't go down, we just called the bank. We said we want to see if we can exchange some currency, and he said what kind of currency? We said Iraqi dinar. He didn't even skip a beat. He said, well, I'm not sure about that one right now, let me talk to my colleagues and I'll get back to you. Easy peasy. We were just kind of shocked. He put me on hold and came back and he very calmly said, sir, I see what is happening in Iraq as a final cleanup from the sanctioned days and war years. There is going to be some huge change in policy of currency exchange for international trade with Iraq. Why else would the CBI make such a drastic change in policy with the currency auctions if the US didn't tell them to ditch the dollar and do it now? But in order to do it, Iraq needed the reforms. Reforms come first, then they can rebuild their economy, and somewhere in the new economy building phase, they strike out and delete the zeros and reinstate. So, come the end of 2024, don't you think these reforms will be good enough to let the dinar finally get to 4x? I was told this is their target. Government spokesman reveals the most important features of the Sudanese and Trump communication. This article really gets into the discussion. Trump believes Iraq can be a very calming influence in the region. They had spoken, I believe, at least 3 times since Trump was elected. The two sides stressed moving forward with relations between our countries, and they also talked about money, technology and Iraq's role in it. You have to know Trump has an interest in Iraq's ascension and change in value. It would bring financial stability to the US and peace and prosperity to many parts of the world. This is very encouraging. Iraq's economy under Trump, sanctions fears, hope for end to volatility. Quote, international markets are anticipating major economic changes with the return of US President Donald Trump. The monetary reform policy is being introduced to you Iraqi citizens on a daily basis, isn't it? It is my hope. It is my desire. It is my prayer that Sudani fulfills his promise of this year. But regardless, know it's coming. We know we are already here. Question: so no RV until Trump officially takes office on Jan 20th? Marks: I have simply not heard that. 80 to 90% of my contacts believe we will be going before December 10th. There are a few outliers' opinion that we won't be going until Trump is in, but the overwhelming majority believe we will go between now and December 10th. The CBI introduced a second channel where the CBI pre-funded dollar account of the domestic commercial banks that have CBRs. Correspondent banking relationships, with who? Citibank. This is coming from IMF Article 4. Citibank says, we are not involved. JP Morgan goes, oh, we're not involved. It's in black and white. Quote, Citibank for Trade Finance, this has allowed an increased share of cross-border payments to be cleared through commercial banks. It's not my words. Google it. 2024 IMF Article 4 Consultation 68-page PDF file. Download it. I bring this stuff in from the International Monetary Fund because they are part of the structure of getting Iraq to become international. Today, Tuesday, economic expert Rashid Al-Sadi described the tax authority as the most corrupt in state institutions after the theft of the century was revealed. Al-Sadi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency that the tax authority is the most corrupt government institution in Iraq after the disclosure of the theft of the century file, Ishtar Bank, and corruption files of the traffic department, border crossings, and other government departments in which legal violations were recorded, through which huge sums of money were stolen that were not returned to the state treasury.